Hello everybody, Acre of Love Homestead here. Today we're going to be making green spaghetti for dinner. It's just a different way that we do green spaghetti with chicken every now and then. And today I wanted to show y'all and bring y'all along so y'all can see how I actually make that. So, these poblano peppers are store-bought. I didn't plant poblanos. I don't really have a good grow rate with poblanos for some reason. So these are from the store, and a couple of things you want to do. It doesn't matter the size. It doesn't matter, you're going to eventually take out the seeds on the inside anyways. So I usually pick about 6 or 7 of these just, to make it the color a little more green. So you're going to need your poblano peppers. You're going to need you some cilantro, which my cilantro has been in the refrigerator, so it's a little wilty there. You're also going to need some cream cheese and some sour cream. And of course your blender. You'll have to have a blender out, and of course your chicken. We'll get to that in a minute. But first I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to wash these poblano peppers in the sink here. You're also going to need a comal, and I'll show you all the comal in a minute. I'm going to give them a good washing here. Whatever's on there, typically it's going to get burned off anyways. So what you need a good comal. I have this one. My mother-in-law gave me this one, and then I have a small one too. But I like the big one. I can put more peppers on there. It just helps it go by a little bit faster. So what you're going to do is you're just going to lay these straight on here. Just lay them straight on there. And what's going to happen is that they're going to get toasted on each side. I toast mine all the way around just to make sure that that there's no green. Because what you want to happen is you want it to be soft whenever you're going to put it in a bag, and you're going to peel it afterwards, and you're going to take all the seeds out. So you want it to be toasted on all sides. Turn that up one more. Also, let me find a towel here. I'm going to wipe that down. I go ahead and I get everything out and ready. So I'm not going back and forth typically to the refrigerator. But I'm going to move y'all back just a little bit. So we're going to cut up our cilantro. We're going to cut up our cilantro. We'll open our cream cheese and our sour cream. And I go ahead and I get that sauce ready. I go ahead and I put everything into the blender. Just so whenever these are ready, I can just go ahead and, peel them and take the seeds out and then put them into the blender also. We'll get to that step here fairly quickly. So we are going to, I need to get a knife. I sharpened this one yesterday, so I'm going to use this one. So on your cilantro, what I do, let's see if y'all can see me here. What I do is I cut off the end. See how it's got quite a bit of end. I go ahead and I just cut that off. We'll put that in the compost bucket. And you can add as much cilantro if you want. If you like a lot of cilantro, you can put a whole bunch in there. If you don't like cilantro, you don't have... The cilantro is just to give it a better flavor, like a bolder flavor is what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down in there. Into the blender here, and I don't need that again until I start cutting up my chicken. Okay, so now I'm going to open up my cream cheese. Guess I should have put my blender over here. Let me move my blender over here. That didn't take long. Oh, all right, so blender's over here. I use a whole thing of cream cheese, but I don't use a whole ton of sour cream. And then you need to add a little bit of milk. Get this back. I'm going to cut this. I cut mine up in pieces. You typically probably want to, unless if you have like a food processor. I don't have a food processor, so I cut these up into pieces. and put them down in there. That way the blender can blend it better. Get off there. Put these down in there. And I usually have to come back in anyways with a spatula and kind of move it around like with a plastic spatula. Alright, now I'm actually going to go ahead and put this up here. Wash it off real quick. Get my knife nice and clean there. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add my sour cream. And I don't know where the lid to my blender is, so we're going to use a plate and I'm going to get a little bit of milk. Okay, then you're going to blend it. I blend mine first before I put the peppers in there whenever the peppers are done. That way it can all kind of be mixed together. Do I put it on puree? Okay, well, already stuck. Sorry, it's going to be loud. So see how it gets stuck down in there, so I got to move it around some. This might be pretty loud for y'all to hear. Let's see. My blender ain't the best blender. I need a new one. It'll start going here in a minute. Start blending up. There it goes. I try not to catch my spatula down there. I've done that before. Okay, let's see. A little bit more sour cream in there. Maybe that'll help it along. I don't want to put too much milk in there because I don't want it to be watery. Pretty good and mixed up. Once you got that good and mixed up, you can just let that sit off to the side, and then we're going to wait on our peppers here. See how they're, so this is going to start turning black like this, but you want that all over your peppers. Typically it don't take too long for that to happen. Yeah, it don't take too long for it to get good and going. And poblano peppers, sometimes they're hot and sometimes they're not. Whatever makes them hot and not sometimes, that I'm not quite sure. But I guess while we're waiting on our poblano peppers to get good and ready, I'm going to go and take y'all outside for a minute. We're going to go see. Sorry, I got y'all way up in there. I'm trying to bring down my microphone here. Bring down my phone. Jeez. I want to show you one of our newcomers that we have on the homestead. His name is Nutmeg. He's a Holland lot. I do plan on getting a female for him. I would like to be able to breed the Holland lops. I think that's pretty cool. And I also want to introduce y'all into the newcomers. If y'all watched the video that I posted yesterday or the day before, y'all know that we have goats again. And I want y'all to meet a couple of the goats. If I can find wherever. There's Wendy. Hi. Hi, Elsa. That's Elsa and her baby Juniper. They're La Mancha females. And then you got Wendy here. Hi, Wendy. Come to say hi. About ready for your pellets again? Yeah, she's sweet. They're both sweet goats. They are full-blooded La Mancha. He's supposedly full-blooded La Mancha too, which he's super sweet also. Hi, Elsa. Don't be mean, Wendy. Say hi. You pretty girl. Yes, you are. She's the one that's having the teat issue. I'm hoping that I can take her next Friday to the vet to see what's happening with her teat. Because she is having teat issues. I'm having to milk that teat because he still doesn't go and drink off of it. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if they tell me if she has blown out teats or if she'll go back to normal or not. Not quite sure. Come here. Come here, you handsome boy. You rubbing on something because it's on your face. Huh? He's a sweet goat. Somehow, even with her, one of her teats having that hole in it, he somehow still gets milk. So y'all see, I don't know if y'all can see how big that teat is. And I milk her every night. I've been milking her. He's not going nowhere. I know, but he's not going nowhere. Let's see if y'all can see how big. Like if she was a normal, if it was normal, and if the person who had her before me would have took care of that, we wouldn't have this issue. But yeah, that I have to milk every single night. Just because he won't milk off of that side. But I am going to take her to the vet. Like I say, this teat on this side here, I don't know if y'all can see that, on the right hand side, it's got like some kind of a cut in it. Maybe a dog, maybe a dog nipped it or something. I'm not sure because it does have a slice on there. And not quite sure what's happening with that. So I don't know if she'll need like a pair of stitches in it or what. But I'm going to try next Friday since I'll be off. And I get paid next week too. To be able to take her and get her looked at. Because we have a vet out here where I live, and it's fairly cheap. It's not too expensive. But yeah, that's kind of what's happening with those two guys. And then we will have another surprise coming. He's not going nowhere. She is mad. She's so mad that he is over here. And then it's funny because he'll get over here and cry for her. It's not milking time yet, buddy. My milk, he usually comes up and he sits in the bowl while she's eating her food. But that's kind of what's, happening with the goats. Tomorrow we will be, we have some bunnies that are freezer bound. I'll show y'all who's going. So this guy's going, this guy's going. There's the big female, the big white female on the bottom. Let me get y'all out. So I don't know if y'all saw that. So he's going freezer bound. He's freezer bound. The white female in the back, she's freezer bound. This female's freezer bound also. And then I've got the big black one in here. She's freezer bound. And probably a couple of those big white ones that are in there. They are freezer bound. But yeah, we are definitely dispatching some. And I think I have... Yeah, this big one right here, that one's freezer bound also. So we have quite a bit of meat gonna go in the freezer, thankfully. I haven't had that in a while, but hopefully we can start getting that going back again. I want to show you all these chicks hatched, the 2 ducks hatched. I put all my brooders up, and then for some reason one of the chickens didn't sit on her eggs, and there we are with all the eggs. With all the chicks that hatched out of the eggs. And then the quail, he's in there because he keeps getting beat up by the other quail because he's a male and him and the other male fight. I don't know. It ain't one thing, it's another. And the quail are doing really good. Still haven't built their house thing yet, but that's okay. And then, oh, that female down there in this cage here, she's also going. And I'm going to keep, I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 breeders. And then I kept 2 of the Californias from this batch here to replace the 2 white ones that are actually going freezer bound. So, I don't know, we'll see. I don't know, she's a good mother is the only reason why I want to keep her. She's a good mother, and she's a bigger rabbit, so I want to keep, you know, bigger rabbits and not, you know, these little tiny dinky rabbits. But we gotta, you know, downsize on some of our feed bill a little bit because we did add other animals in. Like I say, we have one more surprise. I'm not going to reveal what that is just yet until it actually happens. And then we have our baby quail. I have baby quails in here. I had to makeshift a place for them to stay, even if they do escape still. So let's get back to our green spaghetti and see how that's going. It is so hot here. Come on. It's so hot here. It's unbelievable. I think we're up to 100 degrees today. Here in a little while, I'm going to turn on the water for the rabbits. Because I had that fan that's out there with them, it has like a sprinkler system. What is happening? There we go. So I'm going to actually wash my hands. I didn't touch anybody, but I'm going to wash my hands. And I want to take y'all out there and show y'all the garden and stuff, but there's not really a garden to show you. It's all, because like I've had my garden since before Easter, so it's kind of dying down now. I picked maybe one little basket of stuff the other day, and that was it, and I gave the tomatoes to the neighbor. So, yep, I gave the tomatoes to the neighbor because she was asking for tomatoes because her garden didn't do very well this year for whatever reason. But we got one, well, let me show you. So, this is what I had, plus I had some tomatoes, but this is more peppers, and I need to put these in the freezer. These is more peppers than anything. One little basket. They used to be big baskets. I miss those. But like I say, it's been super hot, so everything's kind of, you know, doing its own thing. I did get 2 cucumbers today off of the cucumbers that I planted on the side over there. I got 2 cucumbers. My pumpkins are completely wiped out. I probably won't get pumpkins this year. No more summer squash. The squash bugs are over there just having a feast on that. Let's see. I did go and check those. I have some watermelons, some round watermelons. I think they're called sugar babies or something. Not quite sure, but they're still growing. Still connected to the vine, so I don't guess they're ready just yet. But hopefully, because my other watermelons, the chickens ate them. And that's not really okay. Put this back over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut up my chicken. Go ahead and get the chicken cut up and get it ready for put in a pan and start frying it. So all it is a couple chicken breasts. And I just slice them up. I'm just gonna slice them up, and then we cut them into little chunks, and I fry them up in some olive oil. Y'all never had green spaghetti, I highly recommend it. My daughter-in-law is actually the one who showed me how to do green spaghetti. Never heard of green spaghetti, and then she's like, oh, I'm gonna make green spaghetti for dinner one day. I'm like, really, green spaghetti? And she's like, yeah. And I'll tell you what, it's been a family favorite ever since. because you don't, your regular spaghetti is, just pasta sauce and, or chicken Alfredo or, whatever you want to put on that chicken Alfredo sauce. But this one's a little different. It's green. That might be a little bit too much chicken. Let's see. It's okay. It's got a bone right there. I'll cut out that bone. Like last night we had fried chicken, mashed potatoes, and green beans and carrots for dinner. Try to make a homemade meal. I try to make one every night. I can't say that I do, and I really need to get into the habit of doing it, but I work and I'm tired, and then I have to come home and deal with, animal stuff, and I'm really tired. So that will be ready to go in the frying pan. A little bit of olive oil. See if we need to turn these anymore. So see how it's kind of blackened like that? You can do it like that, but typically you don't want it that charred. That's okay. It'll be fine. It's going to go in a plastic bag anyways. And then we're going to peel off all the charredness, because the plastic bag is going to make it kind of soft. So we're just going to stick this down in here, kind of close it. That's why you really want to be flipping them. See, that one's a pretty good one. This one here. This one here is a pretty good one. It's not too charred on one side, and then, you just want this side to be the same way. Which my stove is kind of weird. It gets really hot, and then it won't be hot, and I don't know. It's weird. And I need to go ahead and get my pot for my spaghetti noodles here. Let's see, where's my pot? Well, where? Oh, it's over there. It had the chicken in it, duh. I was unthawing the chicken in it. And y'all can use whatever noodles you want. You can use spaghetti noodles. You can use the penne noodles. I think that's what they're called. I'm gonna see what kind of noodles I got. Okay, so that's bow tie noodles. Never made it with bow tie noodles. I might have to go in the room and see if I got any other noodles. Oh, there's some skinny noodles. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna use these skinny noodles. Whoa, that's overflowing. And what I do is get this going. And what I'm going to do is, what I do so that my noodles don't stick, I pour a little bit of olive oil down in the water. Some people put butter, some people put salt, some people put olive oil. I watched a lady, and she put olive oil down in it. I thought, well, I'm going to try that. And it works. Your noodles don't stick near as bad. Come on, get back there on the burner now. Woo! That's a hot one. Rocky, that's enough. Rocky. That's enough now. Typically you can hold it with something. All that popping, that's the skin popping on it. Like this one, I'm gonna go ahead and put it in here. Well, I guess once this here is done and I've got it all peeled, I'll bring y'all back and I'll show you how we put everything together, y'all. Okay guys, so I got all the peppers off and into the bag so that they can start. What happens is, oh, that bag's got a hole in it. That's okay. Those are spicy. What's going to happen is that's going to help that steam them some so that we are able to pull off that skin from them and be able to take out the seeds from the inside. What I did is I went on ahead and I got my chicken going in a pan. I'm going to put some spices on here. And then I think we're going to let that sit for a minute. I'm going to take y'all outside and I'm going to show y'all what I'm talking about the garden. Because I haven't done one of those in a while and I really need to. Alright, so we're going to put some farm dust on this. I really like this farm dust. It's got a lot of different spices in it and it mixes well together. So we're going to put some of that on there. I'm going to throw some garlic in there. And some adobo. The Goya adobo, we're going to put that in there. And then we're just going to let this cook and simmer for a little while. Mix that around a little bit. And I got this fairly low. I'm going to lower it down a little bit because this side of my stove is a little wonky. But let's go outside and show y'all. Got my chicken going here. Got my chicken and my noodles. So, and then this is the stuff that I put in. That farm dust is amazing, y'all. Alright, so I'm going to take y'all outside and I'm going to actually show you the garden, or what there is left of a garden. I need to water tonight. I watered for a little bit yesterday. That's enough. I watered for a little bit yesterday, but it wasn't for very long. We got some sun tea going here for dinner. Let's go see, because I really want to show y'all. I planted some birdhouse gourds, and I really want to show you. I've got one growing, and it's fairly big. I just got to keep it alive. At this point, Texas heat is going to take everything out. But here's where we planted the green beans. The green beans, they didn't make anything. They put off flowers, but I ain't got nary a green bean off of here. None of them. It's all right. It's fine. I'm not worried about it, because if they die, I'm going to put carrots in there. But this right here is the birdhouse gourd. I've never grown these, and it looks like it's the only one that's on there. Not sure if where these flowers were, they're supposed to grow a new one, but I think they're getting burnt out by the sun. See, there's all these little, I don't know if y'all can see that, but I really do think that they're getting burned out by the sun. See, like this one. Looks like it just got completely burned by the sun. I'm not quite sure what's happening there. But at least we got the one. You know, he's fairly big. He wasn't this big the other day when I looked out here. He wasn't very big at all. Let's get over here. I want to show y'all. So, this used to be nice and full, and then everything just kind of started going down. Now, mind you, I've had my stuff in since before Easter. I had mine going and booming before a lot of people had theirs. Let's see, garden snack. Garden snacks. I still get a few garden snacks. Not many. Oh, that was a hot garden snack. Tomatillos are about on their way out. That's fine. Not a big deal. I do get some tomatoes every now and then. Not that many. These right here. Getting sun bleached or something. Need to just come out here and pick it all. When they come out here and pick it all, And then I need to just tear it out. That's what I need to do. Woo! It's a habanero. Got 2 of them. So I really would like to start getting ready for the winter. I came out here and I picked a whole bunch of jalapenos. There's more on there. Now that marigold, she's on her way out. So this Texas heat right now is it's just killing everything. Like I said, I can water all day long and it would still do the same thing. It doesn't even make sense at all. I'm gonna turn on the water hose here in a while. Probably come out, just wipe out everything, and then turn on the water hose and see what happens. They're all wilting, and I watered yesterday. This right here is about on its way out. Like I say, I'm okay because I got a good harvest this year, so I'm okay with it being on its way out. It's probably time. We're fixing to be in August and July, August. Whew. Sorry, I'm pretty sure that was rotten. I just stuck it in my mouth. But July, August, things start slowing down. They start, dying off, which, that's, in all honesty, that's perfectly fine with me. Because I'd like to get my beds ready. I need to buy some more dirt, and I need to get them topped off with some good fresh dirt. And that way we can maybe do our winter garden. Not quite sure if I'm going to do one yet, but I can always get my dirt in and get ready for next year. Well, we'll see. I don't know. But that's kind of what it looks like. It looks pitiful. Don't know if I want to waste too much more time on it, to be honest. But we are back in the kitchen. Whoop. Get you raised up here. Rocky, ain't no sense in you barking like that. Rocky, that's enough. Rocky, you're barking at yourself. What are you even doing? Calm down, buddy. That's where I had my pan sitting. We're also going to have some garlic bread. I have a loaf of bread that I made. Been in my refrigerator, so I need to go ahead and use it up and get it out of the refrigerator. I'm going to make some garlic bread out of that. Nothing like some good homemade garlic bread. Okay, so, I don't know, I got y'all turned this way, and y'all need to be turned this way. We're going to take our peppers out of, one by one, out of the bag, and we're going to skin them. It should be ready by now. Typically, I do it with a fork. You might want to wear gloves. I don't know how sensitive people's skin is to peppers, stuff like that. So you might want to wear a pair of gloves. I typically do not. I don't know. I've been doing this for so long. I guess my hands are used to it. Who knows? But, let's get my cutting board back here. Wash it, that way you don't have no cross-contamination with chicken. Okay, got that good and washed off. Where's my towel? Typically, you're just going to take your fork and just kind of, what you're doing is you're peeling it, is what you're doing. I'm just going to peel it. Just going to shove this off onto the counter here, because the seeds are going to come next. Hopefully y'all can see that. See how it's nice and steamed, I guess you'd say. So what I typically do, where'd that knife go? In the sink, of course. I typically cut it down, and I cut to about halfway because that's going to leave a lot of those seeds on the inside, and you can just peel around it, or you can cut around it, whichever you prefer. And these are spicy. I can smell them. They're pretty spicy this time. Sometimes you'll get these things and they're not spicy at all, and sometimes you'll get them and they're super spicy. So I just take off all the little seeds, and what we do is get any extra peel off that you can. Come on. I probably could have let that sit in there for a little bit longer, but it's all right. And what you're going to do is you're going to plop it right down into your mixture that you made earlier of your sour cream and stuff. And you can cut these up if you want to and stick them down in there. Typically I stick them down in there whole, but that's okay. Well, not whole, but you don't want to put the seeds in there. You don't want to be crunching on seeds in your spaghetti. So we do another one. And someone's probably going to ask and say, hey, well, how come you can't use it with that skin on there? After you've burned it, I don't think that you would want that burned skin as a flavor in your spaghetti. There we go. Try to peel off a little bit more of this here. Cut it in half, see if I got all the seeds out. Okay, and you just keep trucking along till you get them all done. Typically this is the way you make chili rellenos too, except you have a different kind of batter. I know how to make chili rellenos. I like eating chili rellenos, but my husband doesn't like chili rellenos. Stop that. Just keep scraping off the stuff. And our chicken is cooking. I think I'm gonna turn that chicken up a little bit, because with this almost being done, I need that chicken to be done and them noodles to be done. Whoops. Can't wait to get my next surprise. We're gonna get it on Sunday. So hopefully, maybe by Monday or Tuesday, I will have another video for you guys besides this one. And that in there didn't get too burned like I would have wanted it to, but it's okay. Not burned, but charcoaled, sorry. I guess I better use a better vocabulary there. Ooh, that had a lot of seeds in there. And I don't think you can save these seeds after they've already been heated up. I don't know if they would germinate. So I ain't gonna bother saving them. One more, and then we gotta clean up our mess. Oh, that's a dryer. You'd think I live at a laundromat, as loud as that thing is. That's not even the loud buzz. The next one's louder than that. You can hear that thing all the way outside. Okay, Now I'm going to half it. Clean off all the stuff here. Hopefully this blends with all that stuff in there. It's going to have to. Typically I don't use as many poblano peppers, but I needed to use them and get them out the way. Okay, this can all go in the compost pile. I think I'm just gonna sweep it all off onto the counter and then pick it up. There we go. I try to clean up behind me as I go. I don't like doing too many dishes after dinner. So I have other things that I need to do too after dinner. Yes, dryer, we hear you. Wash my hands before I decide to touch an eye or something. And right down that counter. Well, that's how we get that done. Hopefully y'all seen that. Okay. What we're going to do now is we're going to kind of shove this down in there and mix it around, then we're going to blend it again. On the ice crush first, and then I put it on the puree one. That way you can chop all them peppers up. I think that red one that was in there might give it a different color than green. Now we put on puree, which I don't need that on top there for that. Unless if it starts spurting everywhere. Check on my chicken here. I'm gonna go ahead and throw them noodles in. I say that. Well, I know I sharpened that knife. Go ahead and put our noodles in and get those ready. I think I need to find another box of noodles. You want it to be good and pureed, that way there's no big chunky pieces in there. I'll be right back. I'm gonna let y'all watch that for me. Walked into the flipping shelf. All right, got another thing of noodles. I'm not gonna use a whole other, I'm just gonna use half. So I need my ratio to be right. Ooh, that water was hot. All right, anything spill over? Hopefully not. Okay. That should be good enough here. I have a feeling that's going to be spicy. And you can always go ahead and add you some spices in there just to give it some flavor if you need to. Put some garlic salt in there. Maybe let's throw some farm dust in there. All right. Puree it again. Now you can mix it around. Okay. This video is probably going to be a longer video, and it's probably going to take me 3 days to upload it. That's what happened to my other one. My other one was 48 minutes or something like that, and it took me 3 days to upload it. I told myself I wasn't going to make long videos like that again. Here we are. Okay, I'm going to turn this up a little bit more. Cooking in my good old cast iron pan. Love them cast iron pans. Chicken going good. Chicken, noodles going good. I'm gonna go ahead and probably cut this bread and get it on a pan. Melt me some of that butter. If y'all haven't seen my bread recipe, y'all should check it out. I can link it at the end of the video. That way y'all can click on it and watch it. It's a really good recipe. I really like it. Kids seem to like it. We like it. People at work like it. Got some Amish butter here. I'm going to melt a little bit of it. Where's that knife again? I'll melt that Amish butter. Let me get my knife. I'll find my bread knife. I got that one. Where's my other one? There he is. Whoopsie. Let's see if that melted now. Yep, melted just like I wanted it to. Cut us some bread here. This bread's been in my refrigerator probably a week, if not more. Because well actually it stayed in my freezer for a while, and then I needed bread, so I pulled it out the freezer, and still out of the freezer it still looks great. 3, 4, 5 pieces of garlic bread here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my butter I melted and my little brush, I'm going to brush it on. This right here is Amish butter that I buy from the Amish market down the street. And you can get it at Brookshire's also that I've seen. Probably going to have to melt a little bit more because I like a lot of butter on my bread. I like a lot of garlic on my bread too. Might not have to melt no more. I gotta get out there and milk that goat tonight. Her poor udder is so full. I want to dry her off. I wish she can go back to normal, but I don't really want to have to bottle feed that baby. Well, I guess if I can keep her milk, there shouldn't be really too much of a problem. I would hope not. As long as that udder don't burst. So typically what you would do whenever your chicken is ready, typically what I do, you can do it two ways. You can either get your noodles, pour them in a pot, drain them of course, under some cold water, that way they don't stick. And then you can take your sauce, pour that in to your noodles if you want to do it that way, and then add your chicken. There's actually a couple ways you can do it. Or what you can do is you can take your sauce and heat your sauce up in a pan with some butter in it. That's how typically the recipe's supposed to do. I don't do that. And then add everything in that same pan and mix it together. So typically what I do is I take my noodles and I drain them and I run them under cold water, that way they don't stick. And then I take, typically your sauce, you're going to put your sauce in there, and I mix it and I warm it up, the sauce to get warm in with the noodles. And then whenever I plate everything, I put my chicken on top. I don't mix my chicken in. So you can go ahead and already mix your chicken in. I don't mix my chicken in. I just plate it on top. And then we put Parmesan cheese and shredded cheese, and then it's ready to go. But there's different ways that you can do it. However you prefer to plate your food. Put this in here. I'm not going to turn it on just yet, but I am going to put it in there. Get all my stuff wrapped back up here. So whenever I get everything said and done and everything put together, guys, I'll bring y'all back, because this is going to take a minute for the noodles to cook and the chicken to finish cooking. So hold on there. Well, there it is. She's done. Green spaghetti is done. Looks great. It looks absolutely great. Now we're gonna need to taste it. I'm gonna sit y'all up here, hopefully. Let's see. Actually, I think we'll bring it back down here. Do a taste test here. Oh, that's going to be a big one. That's a little spicy. Yep, that was a little bit spicy. It tastes great. Now I just need my toast, my garlic bread. Whoa. That's good stuff, guys. Y'all gotta try that recipe. If you like spaghetti, this is a good one. Hey, we'll catch y'all in the next one, guys. See you later. Don't forget to like and subscribe and message your friends. Thank you.